Thank you, Thorsten. Thank you, everyone, for inviting me here. Yes, my name is Felix Gebauer. I work for the German state administration of Schleswig-Holstein. We have about 30,000 employees. That is not counting teachers. That would be about 60,000. But right now, what I'm going to tell you in the next couple of minutes is focusing on those 30,000 people working directly for the state administration of Schleswig-Holstein. And yes, as Thorsten just mentioned, we have been working on an open source strategy for a couple of years now. And I want you to tell a little bit about that, what we're going to do in the next years, what we have already achieved, and what exactly are we doing with Collabora and, in our case, Nextcloud specifically. So this is like the big picture of what we are currently doing. We call that our digitally sovereign IT workplace, and it consists of many programs and applications that build together our standard IT workplace. So this is what in the future all our 30,000 employees working for the state administration will be working with when they receive a laptop from us. We have the so-called web-based collaboration and groupware. I'm sorry, this is in German, by the way, but I think you can all read the logos and stuff. So we have the so-called web-based collaboration and groupware part on the right side, where we have like Nextcloud. And by the way, there's also, I forgot to add the Collabora logo, but of course we are using Collabora within our Nextcloud implementation. We have Open Exchange for our groupware. We got away from Microsoft Exchange and Outlook. We are currently introducing XWiki as a knowledge base, knowledge management system. We are using Univention Active Directory connector. We are using Matrix for enterprise messaging. And we are using OpenTalk for video conferencing. Most of this is already there. 30,000 people are already working with these tools on a daily basis. And we are also actively working with LibreOffice. LibreOffice is currently our standard office workplace. About 70% of our people do not have any more Microsoft Office licenses, any more Microsoft Office products installed on their machines. They're working only with LibreOffice. We still have some people working with Microsoft tools. We will have that for a few years, but the number is going down as we are working on applications to reduce dependencies to Microsoft Office. Next big thing, what we are actively working on right now is Linux. We want Linux to be our standard operating system for the machines we deliver to our people. We're currently in a phase of prototyping this. We will be rolling out Linux on a couple of hundred workplaces in the next month. But this is a very big project because it also includes Active Directory, file service technologies, and so on. It's not just an operating system, it's deeply integrated into our infrastructure, so it's a very big project and a very big migration project as well. But we're coming along that way too. Where do you stand? I already mentioned the 70% Office migration to LibreOffice and Collabora when the people work with that in the Nextcloud. We have fully migrated 99.9% of our users to Open Exchange in the last year, which was a very big migration project. But right now we only have a couple of users working with Outlook for specific reasons, but the vast majority is on Open Exchange. Collaboration and file transfer migration to Nextcloud is also pretty much complete. We have been coming from a SharePoint solution, which we're going to phase out in the summer of this year. Most of the people are already working only in Nextcloud. We're transferring from a couple of wiki solutions we have had in the past to a central XWiki solution, which is going on right now. And as I already told you, we are migrating our operating system and all of the infrastructure that is behind it to Linux and open source solutions. Just a couple of numbers, and don't want to go too much into detail, but this is what we are basically talking about. Especially the mailbox migration was what kept us busy in the last year. We have been migrating over 40,000 mailboxes, 30,000 people, over 10,000 functional mailboxes, including over 100 mails and appointments, and that was quite a project. leading to over 2,000 incidents. Of course, in a migration project of this size, things happen, not as expected. So we had a lot of incidents. We've worked on that all together with our technical partner, Dataport, by the way. Right now we have about more than 13,000 Nextcloud users, growing from day to day. We have organizations like the police with about 8,000 or 9,000 users. They are still migrating to Nextcloud, so I expect that to be over 20,000 users in the next month. And I think what's quite important is what I want to highlight is the numbers on the end of that list. We invested heavily in change management. That is actually a lesson I want to give away. This is a key factor when you migrate from Outlook to OpenExchange and from Microsoft Office to LibreOffice all at the same time. We did that all at the same time for the users. This is quite a change, of course, for the people who have been working with Outlook for, I don't know, 20 years maybe, and Microsoft Office and so on. So that is quite a change, and we invested heavily in change management to make the people adapt the changes. And we spent about 3 million euros on this change management last year alone. So this year, another 1.5 million euros. And this is quite important. It is an investment, but it is important to do so. And also we are investing in companies like Allotropia or Collabora to improve LibreOffice, to improve Collabora at those things that we see, like accessibility checker and so on. Those are tools we have been investing in. Yeah, and just to give you maybe just a little overview, a little snapshot on how, because that was also part of my presentation title, how Nextcloud and Collabora change the way we do our work. To fully consider this, you need to know that we are coming from quite an old school technology. So we have been migrating from Microsoft Office 2016. We have been migrating from SharePoint Server 2017. So we have never been part of the Microsoft 365 products. And so for us, it was a game changer to suddenly be able to work collaboratively in documents. Michael, you shared a few numbers. Most of the collaboration still is just one person working in the document, but we have that quite a lot, that we work collaboratively in documents, and this was a game changer for us. So it started with Nextcloud and simple file management, file sharing, which is itself also a huge benefit for us. But it very quickly became collaborative editing. And this, as I said, is a game changer, not only because suddenly we have something like Collabora and we can edit documents in the browser with multiple people, but we also have in our Nextcloud features like Nextcloud Talk, Nextcloud Collectives, Nextcloud Deck, which are great features for collaborative working and for managing projects or for managing teamwork in Nextcloud and collaborative editing in Collabora. And it goes even further than that because we are now able to do real knowledge management. Not only in Nextcloud, as I mentioned, we're also introducing XWiki right now, which is still a little bit, still an improvement for knowledge management on a big level, but on a smaller scale for teams, for small projects and so on. We do all this in our Nextcloud using Nextcloud collectives and all the stuff that is around that. So we are now on the place where we can use open source technologies to really do great work together as a tech administration. And so we're very thankful to tell about this and to have such great tools as part of our digital sovereign workplace. Yeah, thank you very much. That's it.